Hello, my friend. This is Tony Pearl, and in this video, I've got a great treat for you because I'm really going to help make life a lot simpler and easier for you. Now, part of your real estate mentoring program includes us being able to evaluate leads and construct deals together and do all sorts of fun things like this. Now, it's important because of that. Obviously, I'm going to need to see the leads that you are submitting. So you're going to need to get the property information sheet filled out and then submit those to me so that we can go over that stuff together. Now, I happen to have made a very awesome and easy way for you to do so. The old way was for you to go and fill out the property information sheet. You got to download it, you print it out, and you write on it in order to send it in. This is the old school way of doing it, and it's the one that actually Ron prefers that people use. But again, I've had some people have issues with that, with scanning, printing, writing, sending that over to me and sharing it, and a lot of leads have gone by the wayside, and I want to make absolutely sure that that does not happen to you. So if you would rather to download, print, write the stuff out, do it the old school way, then scan an email or send a picture of your lead over to me, that's fine. However, I've taken things one step further and have done you a huge service by creating a much easier, better, faster way to submit your leads, and I'm going to go over that right now. So we're on the yourrealestatecourse.com/tools page. Of course, you will need to be logged into this page in order to see it. And when you are here, scroll down to the part where it says getting the basic property information sheet filled out. Okay? Now, this is very important. It's one of the first things you need to do. You got to generate leads, and then you've got to pre-screen the leads. Step 1, generate leads. Step 2, pre-screen the leads. Consult the mind map for that if you need help. Now, in order to pre-screen the leads, the property information sheet needs to get filled out. Okay? So I'm actually going to pause this once. All right, so what's going to happen is you get to this section here, and you're going to click on this link right here. And when you do that, you're going to get taken to the lead submission form, and this is really a nice work of art that I've created for you. Spent a lot of time and effort in making this just right. So this is the form I would highly encourage you to use to submit the leads for your mentor program in order for me to look at those and evaluate them. And this can be either done, the property information sheet can be filled out by either you, again, your VA, or a staff member on your team. Now, I recognize that not everyone has the resources to be able to afford to get a VA or a staff member right off the bat. Everyone's got to get started somewhere. So one thing I've done is I've created this lead submission form in case you want to do this yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. One of the skills, the essential skills that you should have in this business is the ability to communicate well, to be able to talk and converse on the phone, to be able to talk to sellers, for example, to get the information you need in order to negotiate a deal possibly, or at least test for flexibility and motivation. So with all that in mind, here is the form. It starts off this part right here. I'm going to go through this form real quick for you. So your information, obviously you put your name, your email, your first name, your last name here, today's date, whatever it is, and whatever the source of the lead that you're submitting is. Here's just a few of them that you can choose from. If none of the ones that you're using falls in those, which 99% of them will, just put other source, okay? Just to keep track of things. Here's the main information to fill out before you call. Obviously, you put the seller or the owner's name here. If you have it, at some point you're going to need it, so fill it out. First name, last name, the phone number you're dialing to reach them. Notice that this has a star. I should put a star by that too, but for now, just leave it out. The property address, street address, city, state, and country, of course, automatically filled out with good old USA. Now, not only is this a property information sheet, it's also a script. You can use this lead submission form as a script to get the information you need. So in case you want to function as your own VA and you don't know what to say, listen, a while ago I used to be confused. What do I say to get the information sheet filled out if I want to be the one to call? If I don't have time or whatever to get the VA to do it, if I want to be the one. So I said, okay, you know, if someone just doesn't have the temerity to have the property information sheet filled out in front of them and just read and get it filled out in a conversational way. So I've done you a favor. This is what it's going to do. And I'm going to take it a step further, as you'll see in a moment. So here's the script. Imagine like I'm calling a seller. Hi, I'm calling about the house I saw advertised for sale. Is it still available? Duh, either yes or no. Obviously, if they say yes, then you say, well, it sounds like I caught you in the middle of something. Is it not a good time? Now, that's a little bit of psychology there, because you're trying to actually break rapport with them by saying, sounds like it's a bad time for you to talk to me about selling your house that you have listed. So if you're able to get a hold of them on the phone and you get them to use this line, it's wickedly effective. It gets permission, not only gets permission for them to talk to you and make sure it's a good time, but it also has them reaching for you instead of you reaching for them. It's a little bit of posturing. It's a little psychology, a little NLP. It's a beautiful thing. Just use it, okay? So they say, no, it's a good time, sure. And you say, okay, we're actually looking for, this is an option that you can use. I like to use this. It's great because it lets them know right up front that you're not looking to live in the home. You're looking to call as an investor. So you're putting your cards on the table. You just got to say this with a little bit of confidence in your voice, okay? So say, okay, we're looking for a property in that area to buy as an investment to actually add to our portfolio. Would you mind if I got just a little bit of information to see if this is a house I'd even be interested in buying? Boom. Can you see how powerful that is? So they'll say yes, and then you say how much you're asking for the house. You get that information filled out, how much you think it'll appraise for. Just fill in the numbers there. How did you arrive at that price? Then you just ask about, you're just looking to confirm this information here if you have the ad in front of you. So get all that filled out, blah, blah, blah. Why? Now, how long have you owned the house? What have you done to sell it so far? And I may add another question in here. What can you tell me about the house? But you just want them to open up and say, why are you selling now? This is the very important question to ask, the very important point here. Okay, so get that, and you're just going to move on. The financing information is really important, as we know. And now notice, this is where this form is really, really cool. What I've done is I've set up this form to use what's called conditional logic, which is a fancy term for basically it means that the questions will pop up for you to read and ask based on the answer that the seller gives. Let me show you what I mean. So you ask this, it sounds like your house is one we'd be interested in. I'm curious, do you have a mortgage on your house or do you own it free and clear? Oh, we have a mortgage on it. Boom, look at what happens here. All the right questions pop up based on what you need. If they own it free and clear, it's going to go to the appropriate questions there. And then another question here is going to ask. This is really cool. Use this, play with it, get used to it. It's awesome. And when you fill this out and you submit it, you're going to get a copy and I'm going to get a copy. So when we have our mentor calls where we're going over the leads and the deals, we can both see what we're working with and we know what's up. Okay? Now, so here, I'm curious, so if they have a mortgage, do the best you can to get them to answer that. Ask them as if you expect to answer it. And I've just noticed that when you use this phrasing here, you'll get the results you need. I'm curious, do you have a mortgage on the house or do you own it free and clear? A mortgage. Okay. Okay, and about how much is still owing on it? Just a ballpark figure is fine. And if they resist, if they object, here you go. Well, the reason I'm asking, well, you don't need to know that. So why you need to know that? So use this question here, use this response. This has some NLP, it has some psychology in it, and it works. Just use it. Well, the reason I'm asking is because it's important for us to know how much you still own the house so that we can give you the best possible offer. We can pay cash or we can pay more with some terms. So how much you still owe? Just ask it just like that with some confidence and use the word because, and you'll get 99 out of 100 times you'll get them to answer it. So just go back here and fill that out. So anyway, so say, what are the monthly payments? Does that include taxes and insurance? Yes or no? Are your payments current or behind? If they're current, great. If they're behind, you click that. Then some more questions pop up. How far behind? How much of the arrears is that up to? Are you in foreclosure yet? Are you currently in bankruptcy? But most of the time they'll be current. So anyway, now here's an important point. Okay, so calculate if you can in your head very quickly if the loan balance, what they owe, okay, and the asking price, what their asking price is, or the house value, the ARV, is within 15% or within $35,000 if it's a higher end property, okay. Then you want to ask. Here's a couple examples of what I mean. So then you want to ask, or you want to figure this out. If it's within 15, if it's close together, if they don't have much equity, in other words, okay. If that's the case, You put yes here, and then this question pops up here. Let me ask you, would you sell the house for what you owe on it? Yes, no, or maybe need more information. Okay? So if they owe, like for example, $270,000 and they're asking $270 to $300, or if they owe $270 and the house is worth, close to that, like up to $300, they say, would you sell the house for what you owe on it? Okay? And first of all, figure that out. If it's not, then if you say no, it means they have a lot of equity. If you say yes here, then that means that they have very little to no equity, and you want to ask, would you sell the house for what you owe on it? We say yes. Okay, so great. That answers that. Then you go to the closing the call part. All right? Closing the call part is basically, all right, we'll do a little homework, then get back to you to discuss terms and set a time to come see your house. When's the best time that we can call you back? So put in a time there. What's the best number? What's your email address? And then anything else that you want to put in here, any comments is fine. All right? If you ever record it, you want to provide a URL to the call so that I can hear it, great. If you just want to upload it, you click here, great. Any more notes that you want to put in here? Now, here's another section that I've provided for you. Oh, and by the way, let me go back a little bit. If they do have equity, so you select, is the loan balance close, and say no. Then here goes to the terms. If they own the house free and clear, or they have a lot of equity, you ask, well, let me ask you something. If we can agree on a price, offer to pay the closing costs, and take responsibility for all future repairs, these are the benefits. Would you consider taking monthly payments for your equity until we can get you cashed out in the near future? That's a long question there. You can shorten it up by saying, well, if we can pay you a price that works for you, make this an easy transaction and close whenever you're ready, would you consider taking monthly payments for your equity? Or until we can get you cash out in the near future? So yes, no, maybe need more information. If they say no, okay, I understand. Well, let me ask you this. Could you give us a little time to pay you off? If they say no again, so they say no, then they say, we only want all cash, a full retail price. We're kind of done. Wish them good luck and say goodbye. This is called pre-screening, my friend. So you can refer a real estate agent to them if you want, but we'll talk about that later. So basically, these are the questions that you want to ask. If they say yes, they would consider taking monthly payments for their equity. So if we were to work it out and close whenever you want, what's the least you think you could take? Fill in a price here. All right. This question wouldn't appear. That just, yeah. So anyway, so closing the call. Finish that up. Get back to them. Now, oh yeah. So finally, here's how to overcome some objections. This is really gold here. This is something that you may want to use or check it out. It's automatically hidden, but if you ever need to see some objections, use this as you need to. If they say this, then you say this. If they say this, then you say this. Really easy stuff. Good stuff here for you. I think that you'll love it and get a lot of usage out of it. So once you're done with that, you just, let's see, I'm probably not logged in anymore, so yes, I am. Okay, anyways, you're probably going to put the, I'm logged in, so it's giving me this right here. So if you're not logged in, or whatever, if you are logged into your site, then this should appear. Then you'll just click the send now, and we'll each get a copy, and we'll be able to evaluate the leads. And that's pretty much it. It took a while to go through this so that it all makes sense to you. And yeah, if you have any questions, email me, tonymentorsme@gmail.com. Otherwise, please use this to submit your leads. Hang on. Okay, now, so that's pretty much it. That's how you submit your leads. Now, if you want to do the old school way, I just added this part right here. If you want to use the lead, if you don't want to use this awesome lead submission form, okay, to submit your leads and would rather use the old school way, go ahead, that's fine. You can download the lead submission form here. Just click on that. It brings you to the lead property information sheet that Ron likes to use. So obviously you would simply need to print it out, download it, print it out, write everything on it, then scan an email or take a picture and send it to me. Okay? The choice is yours. I highly request and suggest that you use this. It's pretty sweet, but I'm giving you both options. Okay? That's it for now on this video. Thanks again for watching. I really hope this helps you get more productive and successful with your lead submissions for your real estate business. Okay? That's all for now. Talk to you soon.